Welcome back to the Savvy Scrapbookers. This is the November edition, and Debbie Martin here. This month we're going to be using the Creative Memories Christmas Charm paper and stickers. So once you finish these two fun pages, make sure you go to the two links below to my friends for this collaboration so you can do 4 more pages. Links are below for Donna and for Nicole. Let's get started. We're going to start by pulling out these first papers. The one that has these beautiful ribbons on it. The back is the red. We have the white with the stars on it. We have beautiful Christmas trees with the star, which is also on the back side of this. So you're getting both of those. Okay, these 2 pages are going to be our base papers, so you can set those aside. And you're going to need a piece of gold shimmer. Okay, so let's start with these. And we're going to start with the red ribbon paper. Now, when I saw this, I thought of ribbons. So we are actually going to be using the ribbon maker today. If you haven't used it, this is a fun little tool, and it is back in stock with Creative Memories. We're also going to be using the Elegant Diamond Punch. This is a newer punch that came out. Actually, it was a bring back that we love so much. So we're going to be using it, and it's used a little differently. So I want to show you that too. We were just talking about that last night at a workshop. And then you're going to need your 12-inch trimmer. And of course, adhesive. So we're going to start with this, and we're going to make 2 1-inch strips. So I want my ribbons to be the same. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this end right here. We're going to put it in. Now your ribbon maker has different widths of ribbon. You can do an extra small, a small, medium, large, extra large, and XX large. So we're going to be doing the small one today. So we're going to start with it on the 1-inch line because it actually tells you. Okay, and I'll show you that again in just a minute. So let's go ahead and do our cuts first. So we're cutting it at the 1-inch line. We're going to set that aside, and we're going to do one more at the 1-inch line. Okay. So we've got 2 1-inch strips. Set this aside here, and we are now going to do some mats with the same paper. We're actually going to be using the red side, so I'm just going to flip it over so that it's facing the right direction. We're going to do 3 6x4 mats. And I like to save paper whenever possible, so we're going to put that at the 6-inch line. Okay, and then flip this around and do 4, so there's 6x4 mats. Okay, so line our mats up. We're done with that. Now we're going to use the Elegant Diamond Punch on this little piece right here. Let's set that aside. So normally when you're using a punch, there's black little lines. Let me make sure you can see this. We've got black little lines right there. And you start your punch on either one of those sides. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to start it right here. So I'm starting it on that line. Now normally you bring it over and you're covering up this whole design. You don't do that with the first punch. So I'm also going to show you here. There's 2 notches. Okay, there's 1 and there's 2. So the first time that you bring it over, you're only going to match up the first notch. Okay, because I did this wrong a couple times. So you know, you live and learn. So match up the first notch, covering all the blue again. And now each time you pull it over, you're going to match up both notches at the bottom. That's the only little tricky part. We'll do it one more time in case you haven't done this. But this one, Elegant Diamond, is like a perfect name for this because it is just gorgeous. Okay. And I'm loving the whole Christmas line. It is beautiful too. Okay, and you have to be really careful as you bring it over. It's so intricate. Okay, so there's our first one. Lay that one aside. And let's get, this one's got all these itty bitty intricate pieces. Let's get that out of our way so it doesn't get stuck on anything. And we are done with this piece. Now we're going to bring our second piece of paper in, which is the white with the different color snowflakes. Push this up here, and we're going to bring our trimmer back in, and we need 2 1 3/4 inch strips. Now the back side of this paper doesn't have a direction either, so you don't have to worry about that. So 1 3/4, that's this line right here. Okay. Make sure you can see it on the screen. So we need 2 of these, 1 3/4 and 1 3/4. Okay. And then we're going to need mats out of this. So we're going to make 2 4x6 mats. So this time we're going to go 4x6 so we can save paper instead of 6x4. Okay, bring your arm out. Bring that over here. Okay, put that with our mats. We don't need the rest of this. And then we need our gold shimmer paper. I love our shimmer paper. It is the best. If you haven't tried Creative Memories shimmer paper, you gotta get yourself some. Especially this gold, it's very thin. It's thinner than some of our paper, and it punches really nice. So what we're gonna do is we need 2, let me grab that out, 1 inch strips, because we're gonna be making ribbons with these. So 2 1 inch strips. 1 and 2. And then we need 2 4x4 mats. So get rid of this. We're going to do 4x4 mats, 2 of them. Okay, we're going to set one aside. We don't need that one. Use that on another page. And then we're going to punch with the Elegant Diamond Punch one more time. Once again, I'm going to start it right here on this line. Line it up. The first time only lining up the first notch. So the first time, line up the first notch. The other key when you're using any of our punches like this is to make sure that, see how that paper is not quite straight? You want it to be straight and pushed all the way to the back. So you kind of cover up the blue over here. I usually put my finger there so that it doesn't move while I punch, so that I get a cleaner, neater punch too. Little tip for you right there. Okay, so we're done with that. We'll just move that out of the way. Match up both our notches again. Yes, whoever named this, Elegant Diamond, excellent name. It really does portray exactly what it is. Okay, and one more punch. Okay, beautiful. Okay, set that aside. Let's get rid of all of our little punch leftovers. And we are ready to use the ribbon maker, okay? We're gonna go ahead and do that first. So I'm gonna pull out the papers that I need for that. And I'm gonna show you how to use it. If you haven't used it, super easy. Once again, we're gonna be doing the extra small. So the paper width, it tells you right here, I'll get that close so you can see it, 1 inch. So that's what we did. You have 3 paper lengths you're gonna need. When we're doing the small, we need a 6, a 3 1/2, and a 1/4. Now I like mine a little bit longer, so we're gonna make ours 4, but I'm gonna show you why, okay? So our first cut, so you've got 2 ribbons here. This one, the first one we cut, I think it's a little more centered. So this is the one I want to be the top part of my ribbon. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut that at the 6, okay? Because I want both of my ribbons to be the same, not one of them to have this design and one to have this design. So we're gonna cut this at 6. And this is gonna be the top part of my ribbon, so I'm gonna set those right there. Then we're gonna be using this as the bottom. So we're going to do 4, even though it says 3.5. I'll show you why. I like the 4. So 4, 4, and then it said 1/4 inch. And that's the center of your bow. So whatever if you like a bigger center, I'm going to do 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch is fine with me. It also looks nice at maybe 1/2 inch too, so you can play around with that and see what you like. Okay, so this is extra. We're going to get rid of that. While we're doing this, let's go ahead and do our gold one also, okay, because we're going to be making a gold bow. That way we'll have them all cut and ready to go. So we're going to put this at the 6-inch line. So 6 and 6 over here. Then we need 4 and 4. And we need 2 of the 1/4 inch. Let's put one there and one right there. Okay, this is extra. We'll set that aside. Set our trimmer aside, and let's go ahead and make our bows. So this is a bow and envelope maker. We're not making envelopes today. I have another video on that you can check out if you would like. But let's go ahead and start. So this is the way I do it. I find the center, okay, of this. Then I open these back up and I bring these to the center. You can crease it if you want, just a little bit. So you find the center. Now you can put a little adhesive on it. I actually think that sometimes when you do, that helps you when you put that into the corner part of that punch. So we'll just put a little bit of repo tape in there. Okay, so it'll just hold it in place. So it's like that. Now, there's a straight line right there. Make sure you can see it. So this is the notch. We're making the notch for our ribbon. So I'm putting the line that I can see. That's why I'm not flipping it over. Putting the line that I can see, and I'm going to line it up, and I'm going to pull that so you can see that right like that. Okay, so I'm lining it straight up on my line and punching. Now when you do this side, you can also, you're lining up on the line, but it's also centered. Okay, so there we go. There's our first one. Let's do our next one. So once again, we find the center. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to put a little repo tape in there. Bring the outer edges. You're going to get to see me do this 4 times, so you're going to be an expert bow maker by the time we're done with this today. Okay, like that. Put it in on the line. Punch. And punch. Perfect. Okay, once again, we're going to find the middle part of this. Now we're using this as our outer. So we want to flip this over. We're going to put adhesive right there. Bring this right to that line we just made. Right to the line. That paper, the instant I saw it, I just thought of ribbons. Like we needed to use the ribbon maker with it. Okay, putting it in here. Once again, I'll pull it up so you can see how I've got it lined up right on that line. Punch, flip it around, and punch. One more time, find the center. Put some adhesive in the center. Bring it to the center. Bring it to the center. Bring it over here. Punch. And punch. Okay, now we need to do the outer edges of our ribbons. Okay, so for this, we're going to need this. We don't need this. We have our tails of our ribbons, okay? So what you're doing with this is lining it up, and I'm going to bring it up close to the camera so you can see that. Let me turn it, let me see if I can turn this about. I'm just centering this in there, okay? There you go. You can see that a little better. So I'm going to center both sides. And punch it over here. Do the same thing on this. Okay, so do that on all 4 of your outer ribbons. Okay. You could probably pile these on top of each other if you wanted to. I don't know. I feel like sometimes they move. Now we're going to find the center again. And we're going to be cutting the notch out of the center. Okay, notch. Put it right on the line. Center it, notch. Okay. I suppose I could have sped this up in the video, but if you're working alongside of me, you're going to want to pause the video if I'm going too fast, or work alongside of me. Find the center. The ribbon maker really just adds, especially today because we're making Christmas presents. That's what we're going to be doing. So, and then we are ready to put our bows together. Okay, we're done with this. You can set that aside. Get rid of this stuff. And let's put them together. So now I want to use regular tape because we want our bow to stay together. So I'm going to put a little bit of tape here, in here. Now, remember we have where we put them together. Now we could put this upside down if we want. That's kind of like what I like to do. I like to put it upside down so that the nice side is facing up. Okay, then we take our little tiny piece. I'm going to put some adhesive on that. Now we don't want it to show, so if it's hanging over the edge, just do that and put this on here. Now your center of your ribbon can be as wide or as thin as you want, but that's how I'm making mine today. Okay, so once again, let's put a little adhesive here, adhesive here. We're flipping it upside down so that we got the nice edge showing. Bringing it in here. Scoot it over just a smidge. Okay. Didn't get it centered. There we go. And bring that over. You don't have to worry if the tape's showing a little bit in the center because you're going to cover it up with this. Now, you can either go on this one, you can either go with the red center, which I kind of like, or you could do the same one. I think I'm going to go with the red center. I just like the way that looks. Okay. And this you do want to have, because this is kind of what's holding it all together. So make sure you're putting enough tape on that to keep it all together. It's going to come back over here, flip it around, and flip it around. Fun. Okay, 2 more of those. This is the hard part. Once we get this, it's just putting it all together, girls. Okay. And then we can fluff our bows if we want. I mean, they're going in your album. If you were putting them on an actual present, you would really want to like fluff them up like this. But you don't want them too puffy in your album. So we will just fluff a little bit. And then once the page protector goes on, it'll be fine. Okay. And put your center on that bow. Flip it around. Those are so pretty. Okay. Hope you're enjoying the bow maker. Now, if you don't have the bow maker, you don't have to have bows on the top of your pages. This page will still be cute without it. So do not worry about that. You can still make the pages. And maybe we had a bow punch a couple years ago. Maybe you've got that. You could pop that out and do that. Or do a bow on your Cricut. If you are a Cricut girl, you can do it that way. Okay, awesome. We've got our bows done. Let's set those aside and let's start putting our pages together. So our base papers, we are using this beautiful yellow stripe. Okay, and we're going to start with, we're going to put these on the outer edge. And we're going to put them about 1/2 inch. Okay, once again, if you're working on a mat, so easy like that. So let's start with that. Get your tape and go ahead and put that down. Now, if you like this other side, you do whichever side you want. Okay. This seemed a little busy because we're going to put our punch over the top of it. So that's why I did this side, just so you can see the intricacies of the punch. But that's up to you. I mean, maybe you're not even using this paper. Maybe you're using a different paper, and that's fine too. Okay, so, and once again, if you missed what we were using, this is the Christmas charm paper. Okay, so now we're going to put our two beautiful pieces on here. So let's just see what I like. Do I like this over here? I think I do. I think I like it just like that. Perfect. Okay, so now you're going to definitely need your repo. You'd be here all day long or using a glue pen. So go ahead and grab your repo, put it on the back of this. And if you haven't used repo, I think it's the best invention Creative Memories came out with. Love the repo tape. Okay. And they're little tiny clear, you can't even see them, like sticky. Yeah, I hold it up, but you're not even going to be able to see that adhesives. And then you're just centering that in here. And we divided the stickers and stuff up, so I have cut my stickers. Our next thing is we're going to be using these 12-inch like scallop stickers, and we're going to put this right at the top, at the tippy top. Okay, and the other one. Then we're going to put our presents together. And if it's easier for you, it got a little crooked, so we just lift that up and stick it down. You could flip it around so you can see it a little bit better. Oops. Wait, this was this edge. Don't get it messed up. So now we're going to flip it around and we're going to put this edge on. I'm just trying to keep you in screen so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. And now we're ready to add some mats. So we cut our mats. So we have a beautiful red one here. Let's go with the white one. I can pull in that color over there. I have a picture that goes this direction. I have two red, and then let's put our gold ones in here. This way you're going to get 7 pictures on a page. I like getting a lot of pictures on my page. Okay, so these are going to, some of these are going to be our presents, which are going to be fun. So let's figure out how we want them, kind of center it in this space that's here. This is what I'm trying to do. So I kind of keep the same amount of space on either side. I want these to kind of line up. Do they have to be perfect? Absolutely not. But that looks pretty good. Okay, once you get them how you want. So once again, if you like not putting your mats down ahead of time, say you're not scrapbooking it right now, you can flip it over and just put a little bit of the repo tape. So that if you were going to do your pages and you needed your pictures going that way, you could do it. I'm fine if, like, I'm going to show you. Say this is this direction. In this one. So if my picture was going the other direction, I would not have a problem doing 2 pictures this direction and putting a journaling box up there. But if you don't like to do that, then you just might want to just use a little bit of repo tape, because then you're remembering, you know, how the layout went. And then I hope you're organizing your pages that you're doing. That's super important. Because you're doing YouTube videos, you're doing blog posts, you're doing all kinds of fun ideas. And make sure you're hopping over to Donna and Nicole's page too. The links are below. But when you're doing all these pages, when it's time to scrapbook, you want to make sure that you can find them. Okay, that's key. So I organize mine into like a calendar year. So I have winter, I have maybe love theme put together. I'll have spring, summer, maybe vacation theme, fall, Christmas. Maybe you're a camper, so you do like camping pages. But keeping your pre-done pages organized, I used one of the pods from Creative Memories. I'll have to do a pod video and show you how I organize, because keeping them organized, then you're going to feel like you're really accomplishing something. And the other good thing is when they're organized, like you can do pages super fast. Like I can do 70 pages in a weekend because I'm using pages that I already made. So you got to keep them organized, because if you got them here, there, and everywhere, you're not going to be able to find them. Then you're just going to be irritated with yourself. So I went ahead and cut my photos just to save some time. Because these are 4x6 mats. My photos are 3.5 by 5.5, which normally you can cut a photo down like that, and 4x4s are also easy too. So let's go ahead and put my pictures in, and then we're gonna put our embellishments on. And because I'm actually putting them down, I'm using regular tape. I guess I could have used regular tape on the other ones because I knew I was gonna put them down. So this was Christmas last year. I'm just catching up on my last year's album. And of course, all the grandkids. Okay, my daughter here. And my grandson loves computers, and he wanted a green screen for videos and stuff. So I know it looks kind of weird, but that's what he wanted. So we got him a green screen. And this is just funny. This is my granddaughter. And you know, when you're 4 or 5 and you get a dress-up dress for Christmas, you have to instantly put it on because, you know, she loves dress-up. And my grandson here. He got a dinosaur car organizer that actually the dinosaur picked up the Matchbox cars in their mouth and then stored them. So pretty fun. Okay, and here's a picture from church. There we go. Now we're ready to add our stickers, our ribbons, and our embellishments. Okay, so let's do our stickers first. And I've got family. It says a gift of family, and we'll throw a few little gifts in here. And I think that just calls for some foam squares, so let's just do it. And I should have brought upstairs, and I didn't. The new adhesive, the unadhesive. It's like a powder. I hope they're bringing it back. Oh my gosh. So we're gonna put that about right here. And add a couple presents. Maybe we'll come back and add some snowflakes or something. We'll see. And another little present here. Perfect. And how about something over here? I probably should have dropped these just a smidge. And I think right now, since I'm thinking about it, I'm going to drop it just like a 1/4 of an inch because we're going to put the bow on the top of that. There we go. I think that'll be a little bit better. And let's add our little bells, maybe with a foam square, and let's throw that, how about right here? Then we've got the reason for the season, and I think I'll put that way down here. And yes, I will be using some foam squares. Hope you're enjoying these videos. Pop below and tell me what your favorite one has been so far. And let's throw in a couple poinsettias. And maybe one here. And one here. Yep. And let's throw in a couple snowflakes here or there. We get snow here. I don't know, maybe you don't get snow by you. But here in the Midwest, we get snow, that's for sure. So, and I think I'll throw one up here. I think that's good. And let's add our bows, the fun part. Look at that. Now we're going to put one here and one here. So now you're just going to grab your regular adhesive. Oh, and look, I'm out. Never fails. Every video I run out. So if you haven't seen how to refill one, you just haven't watched a video of mine because it never fails. So all you do is pop it in here like that. Put the lid on. Good to go. Best tape runner on the market. For sure. Now, this is my album, so once again, if you want to fluff the bows out a little bit, you can, or if you want to flatten them, you can do that too. So whatever you like. Okay. bow for her, little Zuri. And bows over here. Now you could do bows for all of them if you want. That's totally up to you. Hope you enjoyed using the bow maker today. And once again, if you don't have a bow, you can make a bow doing something else. And there we have it. So I hope you enjoyed this. Happy scrapbooking, and we'll chat with you soon.